Welcome to some last minute, completely unplanned sprints. Sam is in the chat already bothering me because that is how Sam be.
Ooh, buddy read. What do you got with buddy reading?
Oh, we have a thing with Emily from My Chaotic Shelves over on Instagram
Mhm.
where we are buddy reading a sci-fi book every month for the year. This is actually last month's book that I never got to because I'm in such a bad reading slump. So
Ooh,
that's what I'm planning on reading today
ooh,
so that I can catch
that's
up
some
before I have to
tea.
read August books.
Mm, nice. What's August book?
It is called Two Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. So this is book one in
Nice.
a duology, and the Ada Palmer is book one in a quartet.
Wow,
We never read the
intense.
second ones, except for the first month where we read the entirety. Well, Sam and I both read the entirety of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy together in January.
Oh,
Emily just
nice.
read the first one, but yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, welcome. I am Elizabeth, and this is the amazing Catherine.
Woo! What's
What are
up?
you reading, Catherine?
I'm reading The Pairing. Comes out tomorrow. I'm very behind on my arcs, so that's what's happening.
Arcs are an ever growing mountain to climb.
Yeah, and if you get a little behind, then there's no hope for you, and um, yeah, it's just where we are. And you know
Yep.
what?
Yeah, you're doing your best. All
Yeah,
you can do is your best.
it's all you can do. It's all you can hope for. And yep.
But let us know in the chat what you're reading. Is anybody participating in any readathons this month? I came out of Tarot Readathon and was like, what else is happening in the world? Somebody's bound to be doing one, and I don't know about any of them right now.
I have been wanting to participate in a readathon, but I am I can't make a TBR to save my life. So
That was the beauty of the Tarot Readathon, though, is that you don't set your TBR. It's just at the whim of the gods.
I know, but even then, I'm a mood reader, so I can't have something telling me else.
But nobody
Something
tells you
else
how many
telling me.
cards you can pull. You could just keep drawing until you get the one you want to read.
There you
You don't
go.
have to complete them all.
Sometimes you have to make your own future in this world.
Choose your own destiny. Pick your
Yeah.
fate.
Well, that's fun.
Hey, Lily, she's reading The Last Mrs. Parrish.
Wow.
This feels cozy. I don't know why. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but it feels cozy.
It's either cozy or like a horror is the
One or
vibe
the
I'm
other.
getting.
There is no in between.
No.
Just that Emily should have taken the whole journey with us, Sam. It was a reread for me, but it was Sam's first time experiencing Hitchhikers, and it was really fun watching it through his eyes. Like
Mm.
seeing how, because I read it when I was
Uh-huh.
like in high school. No, Siri, don't, I'm not talking to you. She's like, uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? You want to chat?
No.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, I've
Oh, it's a
also never
thriller.
read.
Not cozy.
Oh, I win. That's right. Horror
Just
thriller,
fun.
same thing.
Yeah, horror thriller. They get shelved in the same section in some bookstores.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I'll
sure
buy
like
it.
people who are part of the thriller and the horror community are like, no, they're two different things.
Hey, the best
You're
book I read last month
wrong.
was a horror.
I don't read horror.
I do occasionally.
I can't. I'm too much of a scaredy cat. I get too scared.
Well, that's your right.
Yeah.
There's definitely parts of horror I'd never touch because I know I can't handle it.
Yeah.
But I did like Murderous Mermaids, and that was a good jam. Vicious,
Nice.
vicious mermaids.
That's fun.
Cozy thriller, perhaps?
Cozy thriller.
Lily? Cozy thriller? Loves to be scared, so Lily's probably reading both horror and thriller of this overarching umbrella genre that we have made up.
Nice.
Kelly is reading Caraval. hope you have a better time with it than I did.
Yeah, I love the idea of Caraval. Like, there's so much about it that should work, and it just didn't work for me. But so many people love it, and I love that
How
for
many
them.
people love it?
Yeah.
Just was not for me or Catherine.
Yeah. So.
No, not like my sweet little crow babies.
No. No. Absolutely not.
I've actually been kind of itching to reread it. I think I might read it again this winter.
I like every day I have to tell myself, I'm like, no, you have so many other books. You can't just reread the entirety of the Grishaverse.
Well, I've only ever read The Crows. I've only read those two.
You should read the others. Shadow and Bone is fun. It is like when you go into it, you have to be like, okay, this is like 2010s YA. And it has a lot of the like tropes and things from 2010s YA. But it is so fun and I love the characters and it's just I love it so much. It has Nikolai, love of my life.
Did get to meet him very briefly.
You did, but it's different. It's different in the books.
I trust your opinion in all things Grishaverse.
I won't go on my season 2 rant.
Well, I actually borrowed some of your rant for season 2 at my local the other day because there's a young gentleman who works there who is a big fan and wanted to rant about season 2. So I borrowed bits that I heard you say. I was like, yeah, totally.
It's just like the casting is incredible for
I think
the
I
show.
sent you his picture. Where I was like, you
did.
He's too young for
me.
You did. He's a little fancy boy. You ever come visit me? I'll hook you up.
Perfect. Just what I need.
Get you a little meet cute in the bookstore with a guy in a strawberry cardigan.
Yes. Perfect. Just what I need.
Yeah. Were you saying that you hadn't read Hitchhikers?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever watched at least the movie with Bilbo Baggins?
I haven't. Martin Freeman, not Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's a very different person.
I'll just see myself out. Don't mind me.
My heart, Alan Rickman, isn't it? Oh, did you freeze? Oh, there you are. Yeah. My heart, my soul, Alan Rickman, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. It's like riding a roller coaster with no seatbelt, and yet you get there safe.
I will at some point in my life, it'll happen. I just haven't yet. I don't know.
That's fair. You mean you didn't have a bunch of nerd friends who were all reading science fiction in middle school?
I did have nerd friends, but we were reading fantasy in middle school.
And look at how the two paths can diverge.
Bold of you to assume I didn't have nerd friends. I don't know who
sci-fi.
Yeah. No, I've never been a huge sci-fi person. Not because I actively dislike it. It just I tend to gravitate more towards fantasy.
There's one that came out in June that the best arc I've read all year that I think you would like because it has a little fun sapphic love interest in it.
Is it the Stars Too Fondly?
Yes. I want everybody to read the Stars Too Fondly.
Yeah, it's on my list because the cover is absolutely stunning and I love the title and it's sapphic. And so theoretically it has everything that I would enjoy.
I love it. I think it's very palatable sci-fi for folks who don't read a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean, I've read some sci-fi. What have I read?
You're not going to get a chart or an explanation of the inner workings of a ship engine.
Well, I've read the Illuminae files.
I've never read that one myself.
Those ones are fun because
aren't they mixed media?
Yeah, mixed media. where it's entirely like transcripts, and
Yeah.
it's so good. And the audiobook is like absolutely incredible because it's like sound effects and full cast, and so it's like a really fun one to read and
Tandem.
listen at the same time. Yeah. So
I'm getting real invested in tandems right now, so maybe that's
it was a fun one. I don't normally do a tandem just because I'll like if I'm physically reading, I read faster even than like 2 times speed, but I can't go more than 2 times speed. Otherwise, it does just become a jumble for me.
Yeah,
So,
I can see that.
yeah.
I tend to tandem when I'm in a reading slump like I am right now. If
Mm,
my brain is finding every excuse not to focus, having both of them forces my brain to like calm down.
yeah. I've been even in like an audio, not even, yeah, like an audio slump where even just putting on an audiobook. Okay, the real thing is I recently subscribed to Dropout TV, and I've just been binging every single show on there.
I mean,
And
fair.
Brendan Lee Mulligan is my ideal man.
I don't judge any of these choices.
So that's like the real thing that's
Yeah.
been happening.
I don't judge a single moment of this.
Anyway,
Nor do I judge Kate starting Murderbot Diaries. I just started Murderbot in May for the first time. It was one that I just hadn't gotten to, and it was such a good time, and I hope that you love it. Which Murderbot are you on, Kate? Sam is also very excited about Murderbit.
I like the title, Murderbot.
Yeah, it's how the robot thinks of themselves. They refer to themselves as Murderbot.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
And you're like in their head the whole time.
I like it.
Uh-oh, just started Carval. Hopefully I somewhat like it because I was gifted the whole trilogy. Well, isn't the other series also part of this series?
It like I think it's technically a prequel. It involves like one character who
There's like 6 books, Kelly.
Yeah.
So many options.
A lot of people really love it. So like don't
listen to us
sway you.
It could be exactly your cup of tea.
Yeah. Because I know so many people where it's like this is their favorite book. So
like I thought something was wrong with me when I first discovered BookTube and everybody was raving about this book and I didn't like it. And I was like I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Tammy, what are you reading? She's on Dances with Thieves. Oh, also reading Dances with Thieves.
Nice.
I've heard good things about Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I heard that I should read Carval first.
Yeah, that's what my understanding is, because the second book introduces the main character of that series.
Oh, so I haven't even met that character because I did not get further than 1. So no. That was that. Moving on.
No, not at all.
Hello, doing some B-roll things today. I also have Inheritance Games, really enjoying it so far. I want that house really bad.
That's another series that I've been meaning to read.
People love that one too.
Yeah. I feel like that one like came out right when I kind of stopped reading YA. There's like quite a few series where it's like, oh, this was right around the time I stopped reading YA, really.
Yeah. Like but for a few months, you could have been on that train.
Yeah.
That's fair.
For sure.
Okay, it's on number 6. I've read 1. Do I even read? No. Because I think there's, 7 in the Murderbot series now? One of them's a full-length novel.
Oh, are they novellas?
Yeah, most of them are novellas.
Ooh.
Yeah. I also have the second novella for that on my Kindle. So I guess if I'm not jamming with this, I have the option of either Welsh Gargoyles or Murderbot.
What is
The
What's
first book,
the author? Yeah.
the first book's called All Systems Red. And I believe it's Martha Wells. Yeah, it's Martha Wells.
Oh, there we go.
I think a good chunk of them are on KU.
I love that. It's great.
You could get both your smutty Welsh gargoyles and Murderbot on KU.
Ugh, okay, like 144 pages. Well, I guess, yeah, that would be a novella.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't read. I don't
It's
know.
when you start getting over 200 pages that I'm like, is that a novella? That just feels like a short book.
I don't know.
Like, give me 50 more pages and just call it a book.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's relative to if it's like part of a series.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you read something like the Sarah J. Maas books, the novella is the size of just a regular book.
It's like reading a Brandon Sanderson novella, which is 300 pages.
But it is a novella because it is like just kind of a filler. So I don't know what to say.
You know, I will say once all of the information about the tie-in with Crescent City started coming out, as you guys were all reacting to it, that's when I was like, I don't think I ever need to enter the Moss universe.
It's for the
because
best.
you can escape again.
Yeah, I'm too invested now. It's really unfortunate. No,
and you already were, right? Like I was like,
yeah,
I dip my toes in one of these things. They're all standalone. Nope, never mind. I'd have to read it all.
yeah. I mean, you could technically read the first, you could read The Throne of Glass without really worrying about it, or you could read like the first 3 books of ACOTAR and not really worried about it. But once you get further, then you do.
Love how invested you are in trying to convince me to read it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm don't. She has enough readers. It's fine. She's good. No one needs to start them new. What was that?
She doesn't need my money. She's got plenty of other people's money.
Yeah, she has so many other people's money. Yeah, and that's that.
Reading, Tammy, and what are you reading? If I had to get through Ghost Station, then you got to get through Memory Called. I picked this book. I just haven't been reading. Also, I was the only one who enjoyed Ghost Station in our buddy read. What's been really fun is how frequently, because there's 3 of us, this is book 7 of the year, how frequently all of our opinions are very different on the books.
I mean, that's always fun. That's like whenever me and Sarah talk about any book ever.
You guys are kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum every month for literature.
Quite literally the most opposite taste in books. Or Rachel, Let Me in the Library, Rachel. We also vastly different tastes in books.
She also reads a lot of sci-fi, but she and I have different tastes in sci-fi some of the time. We do Venn diagram a little bit, but not always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, me and Sarah even Venn diagram sometimes. We both enjoyed Morning Glory Milking Farm, which was a shock.
Entirely.
It was a shock. That was last month.
I know.
It's okay. We also we're not doing great on the live shows.
I think maybe I saw one.
Yeah, we only had one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, life is hard.
Life is hard, especially this time of year.
Yeah. So, good stuff.
I guess Three Seagrass is going to be a character in this because this is Mesoamerican inspired sci-fi.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. And I've read some novellas by Arkady Martine, who's the author of this, and I really liked them.
Nice.
7 Murder Bots. One of them is a novel, though. There is one just chunky book in the midst of all of these titles. which I find interesting when you're like teeny, 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 normal, teeny, teeny, teeny. You okay there?
Sorry, something just came up. I got distracted. You know when you get like a notification, you're like, what does that even say?
Just short circuits your brain.
Like, what? I don't know. Anyway.
Well, Sam does have a really hilarious video roasting ACOTAR, his experience reading it. If you've never checked it out, I highly recommend.
That's funny.
If you'd like a good hate watch.
I like ACOTAR. I did enjoy, well, I don't know. I have a lot of mixed opinions, and I don't even fully know my opinion on it.
Well, haven't you just been rereading all of them too? Where are you guys at?
Yeah, we just finished all of them.
All of them, even the Crescent Cities?
Wow. It's crazy. It's
mode.
wild. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what you're reading. Husband is currently on Court of Frost and Starlight, the novella. He's fully invested, and I think it's hilarious that a romantasy is what got him back into reading.
See, and I love that. I do love what, those books have done for getting a lot of people back into reading, and I gotta appreciate that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tamula, a wheel picked her TBR today, and it picked The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. Now that sounds like a thriller.
That is a thriller. I don't know much about thrillers, but I know Lisa Jewell writes thrillers.
I reckon that there's a thriller.
Oh no. We just got started. Anyway,
because I've never gotten to go into Ripped Bodice, although I hope to change that when I go to LA. And obviously, I'm gonna come to New York at some point and kidnap you to watch Broadway with me.
Amazing. Please do.
But is your store like Vigo's store, where there's just like little nooks of non-romance or like more romance adjacent sections, or is it just all romance all the time?
Yeah, so I mean, 90% of the store is romance. We do have a like general fiction where there's books where people are like, do you have this book? And they do it a lot. And so we're like, fine, we'll carry that. Or like romance adjacent where they don't necessarily end with an HEA. So we don't count them as romance. Like all of the like Taylor Jenkins Reid books, those are over there, like Song of Achilles, things like that, where it's like, okay.
I mean, Song of Achilles is a romance even without a happy ever after.
No. The rule of the genre, is it has to end with a happily ever after.
See, one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time on film was The Breakup. And by your rules, that's not a romance.
I don't know about with like, are you talking about, is that a movie or?
Yeah, it's a movie with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston.
I don't know.
Where they don't end up together. That's the big thing, is they like honor, it's them going through a breakup, and in the end they stay broken up, and it's beautifully done.
Yeah. I don't know what the rules of the film genre are, but the rule of romance genre, this isn't just my rule. That's like the convention.
Everybody, it's Catherine's rule. She said it. She would like us
my
to
rules. What I say goes. No, the rule of the romance genre in literature is the central plot has to be around the romance, and it has to end with a happily ever after.
So my Wanda has never been in a romance, according to literature.
It can be a romantic book, but if they don't end up together, then it's not a romance. It's a tragedy, it's a love story, or it's,
The tragedy is that everybody hyped up the Song of Achilles so much for me, and I love classics. I love ancient history. But in reading the Song of Achilles, I realized that as a kid reading the Iliad, I super picked a side, and it was not the Greeks. So I spent that whole book being like, they're all assholes. Why do I care about the Greeks?
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Yeah, I've never read the Iliad, but I've read a lot of retellings. So
I've read a lot of the translated and the retellings. I eat it up with a spoon. Oh, I'm going to see Hadestown again.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. Oh my God. It's my favorite. Excited. Makes me cry.
Like only coming back for like 2 shows.
Oh my God.
Well, because they came through last year, so they're like, one more time on our way through to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. And the girl, because I told you the story about the friend I took with me, and she had no prior knowledge of the story or apparently Greek mythology or like the tropes of Greek tragedies being tragedies for a reason. And
listen, okay, so here's the thing. Like, even if you don't know any of that going in, the like first song of the show, they go, it's a tragedy.
But he sings it so happily.
They literally are like, it doesn't. They're like, hey, this isn't gonna be happy. You aren't gonna have fun.
Like the song
they don't end up together. Let's go do it.
Dancing to Outcast as though it's a happy song, but it's about the futility of monogamy. It's about how love can't last. People don't pay attention to it. They sing it on dance floors and weddings. But yeah, they're literally like telling you up front, this is gonna suck. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna be upset. Let's all party. And she sucked every ounce of oxygen out of the room.
Yeah.
When Orpheus turned.
I mean, did you have a elevator, like a lift, or did you have
we had the lift.
Pitch, nice. Because the first time I saw it, the theater didn't have a lift. It was a like cage almost, which was kind of cool.
Those are disappearing.
Yeah, and then when I saw it on Broadway, and they go down, I'm like, that's. And I know exactly how it ends, and I'd seen it before. And this last time that I saw it, I'm like literally front row because I won the lottery.
The lottery.
So I'm like literally front row, and like the entire show, I'm just like crying. It's like I feel like I need to apologize to this entire cast because I'm sure they like just look and they're like, "Is she okay? She's going through."
Was our queen playing Hermes?
It was Betty Who was playing. Oh no, she was Persephone. It was yes. Why am I blanking on name?
I can't remember her name right now either.
But yes.
But we know who we're talking about.
We know who we're talking about.
So Betty Who was Persephone. I want to see original Hades, whose name I'm also blanking on right now, in the cast.
Patrick Page.
Oh no, that he was Hades.
Why am I?
Patrick Page is amazing, though. I would pay to see him anywhere.
Hades. Hermes was.
Is it an A? Andre
de Shield.
We're sharing a brain today. It's all good.
We gotta start reading soon.
Yeah.
I need to stop talking.
Okay, so 5 is the novel. So in 7 books, number 5 is just suddenly a novel in the murder bot. It's like so funny. Wait, it has to have a happy ending to be a romance. According to Miss Catherine, yes.
Not according to me, according to the genre.
I do need to get on my historical romance reading blog.
You gotta do it. Yes, to be a capital R romance in literature, it has to have a happily ever after.
That translates to romantasy as well.
Okay, so here's the thing with the term romantasy. Romantasy didn't exist as a genre until like last year. Like the term romantasy literally did not exist until last year or 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
When publishers were like, let's coin a term for this. And so right now there isn't necessarily a clear definition of romantasy, where some people will call things romantasy and it's a like fantasy with romance in it. Some people will call something romantasy and it's a fantasy romance, which would be a romance that takes place in a fantasy world. Some people are like, it needs to be more heavily romance. So people are like, it needs to be an even half and half. So there's no clear definition of what romantasy is. Anyway.
So would you like to read for an hour or 45 minutes or 30
Let's read.
minutes?
We can read for an hour. I'm down.
Okay, I will see you guys.
Glad we could end on that rant.
Are you cool with, I have some lo-fi queued up.
Let's do it.
I can do some just ambiance if you would prefer.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Got you. Oh, I thought you were telling me 1 minute. I'm gonna finish my page.
Nah.
Thought it was just getting too good. Your little Stranger Things romance.
Yes, that's what it is.
I mean, if Allie Hazelwood can make a career out of Raylo fanfiction, somebody ought to be able to do some off of Stranger Things.
Oh, for sure. Alexandria Belfler's new one, the guy is based off of Steve. You muted yourself.
How did I do that? I didn't even touch the keyboard.
I don't know. That was weird.
My brain. The universe just really didn't want to hear what I had to say.
It was like, nah, no more.
We're done with that. I do love that actor, though, who plays Steve.
I haven't watched Stranger Things, but...
Oh, you haven't? I love that I've been talking to you about this being Stranger Things fanfiction.
I mean, I know who the character is. I'm on the internet. Like,
I'm not old.
Please. But yeah, no. Remember, I don't like scary things. I don't like anything spooky. I don't like anything a little... Mm-mm.
Yeah, I guess I could see it. I don't know. I didn't really think of it as scary. And it's got Samwise Gamgee in it. And Wesley from Princess Bride.
I know. I still don't like scary things.
That's fair. I super legitimately didn't think of it as being scary. I think of it as being nostalgic.
Nah. The whole thing where they go to the upside down.
No, I am my like immediate thought of it just being nostalgic is incorrect. Like I get where you would probably be scared by it. Like my brain has just been like, that's fine. It's fine. Why would that be scary? It's fine. And Samwise Gamgee's arc still breaks my heart. Like he was just so good. He was so too good for this world once again.
Does he die? Don't say anything.
Just has a rough journey. He's precious, the precious little baby boy. I love him with my whole heart because he is Samwise Gamgee and he is Rudy and he is Bob.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love him.
Yeah. I do adore me some Samwise Gamgee.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I better get to watching Rings of Power so I'm ready for Tom Bombadil.
Mm-hmm. I don't know when season 2 comes out. I'm sure soon.
Hadn't gotten into Rings of Power yet because I think Lenny Henry's in it, and I've never quite forgiven him for his breakup with Dawn French.
I don't know who those people are.
So, Lenny Henry, let me just think of what you might have known him from. He was a British comedian who I grew up watching, but he was the voice of the shrunken head in Harry Potter. And his now ex-wife was the second fat lady in Harry Potter.
Okay.
And he massively cheated on her very publicly.
That's rough.
And I grew up loving him, and I'm kind of just done with him now because of all that.
Who does he play in Rings of Power?
I don't know, but I thought I saw him in it.
Rings. Comes out the end of the month, by the way, season 2.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Bombadil. Lenny Henry plays Sadok Burrows. This guy.
Oh. I mean, kind of a side character.
That's helpful. I didn't know who he played. I just knew he was in it, and I was like, I don't watch you anymore. He played, there was a British television show in the 90s about a, like, Gordon Ramsay-like chef character at this, villa in the countryside of England, and he was just this douchebag chef.
Mhm.
And I loved it. I loved it. I loved him.
Mm.
I was obsessed. Well, I wasn't. And in fact, here's Jane talking about Chef. Like, I still have the theme song memorized from watching it back in the 90s. It's a whole problem.
That's hilarious.
Hello, reading John Mars's Her Last Movie. John Mars doesn't sound like a real person saying. But Jean also has not seen Stranger Things. Sean Astin's in it, and it's really good. And so is Carrie Ellis. And oh, what's his name? He was in Mad About You. Which, if you've never watched Mad About You, was such a fun. Paul Reiser. Picked up my iPad and immediately remembered Paul Reiser.
I don't know any of the things that you know. I know nothing.
Because I'm old, Catherine. I'm old.
Ain't got nothing.
Rudy. No, Bob's a good bean. He's a good bean.
Yeah.
He was awful to Dawn. Yeah, it was just called Chef.
You tell him.
I'm the best, so do not test the top of my profession.
I watched The Bear. I haven't watched the new season of The Bear, but
I haven't watched any of The Bear yet.
It's good. I really like it.
No.
It's sad. It's intense.
No, was it as sad as his role in the wrestling movie? Because that was very sad.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, see, my brothers, I grew up in Dallas, and my brothers are 15 and 17 years older than me. So, like, they grew up watching the Von Erichs. So, they've just kind of always been around. Hey, Lilu. She's making... Why are you biting my book? She came over and just, like, gnawed on the spine for a second.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Look at this weirdo. Casual. She went on book.
What's she doing?
But yeah, so I actually watched it with my dad because he had a fond memory of watching the Von Erichs with my brothers. We actually saw one of the Von Erichs at a football game last year because we went to a Cowboys game, and Zac Efron's character was just there in a skybox for some reason.
That's hilarious.
With Lee Greenwood singing.
Good.
It was 2001, and we were all feeling all the feelings.
Good.
Really a time warp. So how is your reading, Catherine? That's why we're here.
It's good. I ended up restarting it because it'd been a while since I last read it. Since I last picked it up. So I'm like basically back to where I was before we started.
How far in are you?
I'm like, where did my thing go? Oh, I put it in the wrong place. I'm like 60 pages in ish. Yeah.
Good progress.
So it's a really good one. I just really like Casey McQuiston's writing.
I've only ever read the Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this one's really good. I'm annotating. She's an annotator.
Look at you.
I know.
Do you have a full tab system? Are you doing the cute ones from that company that you like?
Yeah, I'm using the cute ones. My system changes book to book. But right now I'm doing like, I basically have like quotes, moments I like, characterization, and then like romance relationships. See? Cute.
Super cute. On your little library card.
Little, like that.
Cute.
How's your book?
It's good. I am on page 69.
Stupid.
Monday, my brain is doing its best. But I'm having a good time with it. I like the characters. I like the voice. It's an ambassador who is replacing an ambassador from her like ship to the main empire that is controlling most of the universe. And I've just gotten to the part where basically her people inherit memory. They have devices that allow them to share in memory up to 6 people deep. And so she has the memory and the personality of the previous ambassador who she's replacing, but his memory is 15 years out of date. The last time they were able to download it was 15 years ago. So she has no clue what could happen to have caused him to pass, what he was doing, anything about the last 15 years of his life on this planet. But we just got to the part where her like liaison and one of her friends discovered the implant in her predecessor's body because they have no idea that her people do this.
Oh,
like your overlord has no idea that you can just have 6 generations of memory living in your brain.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, how do they not know that?
I don't know.
That's so weird. See, here's the thing with sci-fi for me is like with sci-fi there's no magic. It's all like technology stuff. And there are things that like I could see being a thing in the future. And like the books are always about how disastrous that is.
Bad idea, yeah.
And
there
I'm
are
just
actually
like
really utopian stories that aren't about bad things too.
But I don't trust utopian stories because every book that I've read that involves a utopia isn't actually a utopia. It's a dystopia.
I mean, technically, Star Trek is a utopian society.
Yeah, I mean, Star Trek would be like the best example of how technology develops.
Yeah. And capitalism is defeated and
yeah.
Which
yeah, if we lived in a world like Star Trek, that would be incredible. Yeah. But I don't see that happening for us.
Me love sci-fi. Like I grew up watching all Trek.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening. That feels
stuff.
More fantasy.
But there's so much science. There's so much science.
No, for sure.
But it does feel pretty fake.
But with the way things are going right now.
Well, even if you look at the history in the Star Trek universe, they predicted that this was going to be a real rough century for us.
Yeah, so true.
We came out the other side, better people.
But I'm not going to be around for that.
Yeah, other people are going to come out the other side. We're just the unfortunate
ones.
Good
for them.
Madness.
It's rough for us.
Oh man, yeah, pretty rough for us.
Yeah. No, I do like Star Trek, but
yeah, that's what Lee Greenwood was there singing. It was it was a Cowboys game for Veterans Day, so they were aggressively patriotic. George W. Bush was there to do the coin flip. It was like traveling back in time.
That's crazy.
The things you do for your family. I went with my dad and my brother and my great nephew.
Wow. A great nephew.
I am such a good aunt that I am in fact great.
That's good. I like it.
But that's what happens when you're like my brothers are in their mid-50s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my brother's having his first baby, so.
How are you feeling about that?
Oh, awesome. Let him have all the babies.
Yeah.
I get to be the cool aunt.
Honestly, I've spent most of my known life as the cool aunt. It's a pretty good gig. My niece was born when I was 7.
Oh, nice. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. It's real fun to give sugar and loud toys.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually absolutely.
they can come hang out with me in the big city.
Love it. Because is
And
your brother in California with the family?
Nah, he's in Washington.
Oh.
And they're nature people, so.
Well, at one point, weren't you going to be hiking some weird trail with him? Did I pull that out of just thought you were going to be punch granola girl and go hiking with your brother, apparently. You're going to go walk the Pacific Trail or some.
Listen, I've thought about doing the Pacific Crest Trail, but that is like 5 months of your life, and
yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, apparently I'm reading your brain.
I'm sure I've mentioned wanting to do it, but
I had a whole canon in my head about you preparing, you were
really nah. Longest I've gone backpacking is 3 days, so.
You would like to know what we are reading?
The Pairing.
When can she pick that up?
Tomorrow. Buy it from your local indie.
With your fancy future books.
Fancy.
Memory Called Empire, which came out in 2019. This is pre-pandemic, baby.
Woo!
It won the 2020 Hugo Award, which I feel like must have been an interesting year.
Yeah.
You won an award?
Yeah, sure.
Although the Hugos were so messy this year.
I feel like the Hugos have been messy the past 2 years.
Yeah, it's because of the people who are currently involved.
Yeah. I don't know. Book awards are always weird. All awards are always a little weird.
All awards are weird. Mm-hmm. Jamie Lee Curtis has an Oscar. Goldie Hawn.
I mean, sure.
There are weird things that happen in this world.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you know. Mm-hmm. Walt Disney got 7 little Oscars.
He sure did. Got a tiny one.
Little bit babies. I thought Catherine had shared a memory of hiking last year or a couple of years ago. I thought it was like Appalachian or something.
No, I hiked the Grand Canyon in 2018, 2017, something like that.
I'm not alone in my assumption that you're an outdoorsy girl.
I do enjoy the outdoors, but I don't live in the outdoors. I don't live in the middle of the woods. I live in a city.
Yeah, different kind of woods.
Different kind of woods. Different jungle. I'm an indoor concrete jungle.
I love mountains. I hate hiking. I fall down on flat surfaces. I should not be trusted to hike anywhere.
I feel like I'm less clumsy when you're hiking than I am just out in normal everyday life.
No, I massively blew out one ankle back when I was a competitive Irish step dancer, and now I just fall down. I fall down and I go boom.
That's real rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
learned to sprain both sides of your ankle at the same time.
Yikes.
This is when the doctor's like, ooh, it would have been better if you broke this.
Oh my god.
They literally told me that. It probably would have been better if you broke something.
Damn. No, I like hiking. I like backpacking. I haven't done it in a long time, but it's a good time. It's one of those things where you're
essential in New York. Gotta carry all your shit around.
Different kind of backpacking. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where you're when you're doing it, you're this kind of sucks. And then afterwards, you're that was so much fun.
That's fair. That's fair. What is on this thing behind you? I always see it, but I don't know what it is.
This? I got it out of a book box. It is a Throne of Glass quote. And what's funny is I've had it hanging in all my apartments and stuff, and I hadn't even read Throne of Glass until this last year.
You're this is cool. I'm just gonna hang this up.
But I got it in a book box, and it's a great little quote, and now it lives on my wall. But it'll probably be moving because I just got some picture frames, and so I'm going to be putting some art stuff back there.
Love it. It'll be interesting to see your setup change.
It's always changing. Y'all don't see it because you only ever see me like right here.
Wow.
But it constantly changes. I can't have my setup be the same for more than like 6 months.
And is it like a true New York studio? So you're just like shuffling everything around in one space, or do you have a few little nooks?
It's a decently sized studio. Like I wouldn't say it's big, but like it fits a good amount of stuff.
Well, you have to fit a good amount of books.
Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah. But yeah, it mostly involves me shuffling things around.
Ooh, Jean! Broke both sides of your wrist. Jean is 1 in 10,000.
Never broken a bone, knock on wood.
Oh, I've broken my wedding ring finger, like specifically the ring finger on my left hand, riding a horse.
Wow. Yeah, no, for as clumsy as I am, although there has been times with like my toe, you know, when you really stub your pinky toe, and you're like, there's a possibility that's broken. But
yeah,
I mean, I feel like anytime I've heard anyone talk about like breaking their pinky toe and they go into the doctor and the doctor's like, just tape it to the toe next to it. And it's
tape it and call it a day. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I hope that it recovered well.
Hey, yeah, I'm fine. I walk fine.
Alex, what are you reading? Aw, thank you for popping in. We had a lot of fun during Tarot Readathon. We had some fun sprints. I told everybody I'd try in August, and then I didn't plan anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm going live tonight.
We're only 5 days in, and you're doing sprints, so I think that's a win.
I mean, I can't guarantee it's going to happen again this month, but I had the time and the desire today. And the company.
And the company. Oh my gosh, crazy.
Hey, Michaela, what you reading? Oh, 37% into The Smoke That Thunders.
Ooh. Sounds mysterious. I feel like we should start guessing what genre the book is.
Because The Smoke That Thunders feels like a horror or a general fiction to me.
I was going to say either like
horror lit fic.
Oh, I was going to say either lit fic or maybe a fantasy, but more than likely I want to say lit fic.
What? Tell us, Michaela. Inquiring minds would like to know the genre of The Smoke That Thunders. Just finished The Ever King. That definitely sounds like fantasy.
Yeah.
It's starting Praise from the Salacious Players Club. I've read Praise.
I need to read that. I haven't read it yet.
It was a good one. I tried to do a reading vlog that was like so-and-so doesn't know they picked my TBR.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading specifically books that Sarah had gifted me, and then she had recommended Praise specifically to me on a reading sprint. So like I combined that in there, and I filmed all the footage, and then all the footage got corrupted across like 4 books. I still have the thumbnail. Eventually I might do it again.
But sucks.
Like, Sarah doesn't know she picked my TBR.
Dang.
But Salacious Players Club, I've only read Praise. I want to go back for more of it, though, because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I do really want to read it. One of my coworkers really loves it. Yeah.
I'm doing Pick-Pong-a-thon?
What is that?
What?
What
is this? Tell me.
Pick-Pong. Is it like ping pong?
Is it like Olympic? Because table tennis.
Oh.
Who's hosting this? How does this work? Dígame.
Dang, if I had more time in my life, I would have done an Olympic themed readathon. That would have
Yeah,
been
there's a long-standing crafting thing that we do. I haven't done it this year, but it's Ravelympics based off of Ravelry. And there's different like things that people can participate in, like sports, but they're different activities. I remember everybody and their boyfriends coming to my apartment in Ohio for the last Canadian Winter Olympics to all cast on our projects for the Ravelympics together as the opening ceremonies were playing from my knitting group. And that was the year that Katie Lang sang Hallelujah at the opening ceremonies, and also the same day that all of my friends' boyfriends and husbands discovered that Katie Lang was in fact a woman.
Oh
It was
my
like
God.
a dawning realization came across all of the testosterone in the room.
Jeez.
Lives in my brain rent free for the rest of my life as them all just realizing Katie
Crazy.
Lang was a
Yeah.
woman. Jean would like to know how many books you have in your apartment, Catherine.
Listen, Jean, I don't know.
Jean would like to call you out.
I genuinely have no clue. When I moved in, I brought 28 boxes of books with me from California. Since then, I have acquired quite a few more.
Think it's safe to assume you have a an actual library.
I'd say I don't think I have like quite 1,000. I'd say maybe in the like 500 range.
Are you forgetting all your double stacks? I've seen your double stacks.
Yeah, and I still think it's only like 500.
I'll let you live in that fantasy.
The real question is how many of those have I read?
We don't ask that question.
Anyway, Wrist Thing was over 10 years ago.
Oh, just falling. Oh, snow and ice really gets you.
Ugh.
98% functionality is good. Oh, they had to re-break it.
Woof.
Ugh.
Ugh. Oh, my wrist, I feel like seized up.
I know. I wanted to.
YA fantasy. Okay. I did guess fantasy. There you go.
You did. You did.
I know my
what I'm
title
killing, but I'm
conventions. I think doing.
Doing sprints. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Broke your pointer finger in a card. I broke this finger because I was writing Western style when I was a kid, and the horse ducked under the rope gate when I was 7,
Oh.
and the rope caught my hand between the rope and the saddle horn, and the horse pulled until the girth broke and shot me in the saddle across the corral.
Yikes.
That's how I broke a finger riding a horse. It's the dumbest thing.
How do you break things? I don't know. I've never
We fall
broken
down.
anything.
You're just bendy. Oh, and you can't
Strong.
beat the company. Can't beat the company.
Oh, me?
Readathon, where our prompts are chosen via the beer pong method. Who's hosting this? I want to do this.
That's hilarious. Except I don't think I have the space to do beer pong.
I mean, could you get the cup set up on Hot Neighbors patio and just pong them over to Hot Neighbors patio?
Hot Neighbor is in a relationship.
Are you sure they're monogamous?
But I don't want to test it. I do have to live in this building.
Each team has 9 prompts for the month, and there are also 10 bonus prompts you can do if you finish those. Oh, so kind of like reindeer.
It's a lot of prompts.
Not as many as tarot.
Not
when
as
it was
many.
79 prompts.
It's crazy.
On the PlayStation, she really only had to do that once.
Yeah.
And then she just updates a few here and there.
Yeah.
Also doing Ping Pong-a-thon. It's a readathon by Crystal Bon Reitz. I'm also part of the Knitting Olympics. I'm crocheting a throw blanket. Very nice. I'm not crafting.
Cute.
It's too hot this year. I tend to do the Rav Olympics in the winter more because I don't feel like I'm dying under the weight of yarn.
Yeah. I'm not particularly crafty, so.
But you are quite cunning.
Ooh, me?
Finished 3 for the Literary Pongsters. I like that they're fun, like college feeling team names.
3? It's only August 5th.
Alex,
I mean, I'm assuming it started on the 1st, but
the way that people can go for readathons is deeply impressive to me.
I mean, back in 2020, I was powering through those books.
When nothing was happening.
When I had no job. Now.
See, in 2020, I got furloughed and then laid off from what was my dream job. And I couldn't read. My brain could not. And I spent the first 3, I did 3 months of furlough and I played Animal Crossing New Horizons. Like it was my job. And I sewed face masks. And I sewed enough face masks to pay to remodel my bathroom in my house.
That's amazing.
Like I bought all the supplies with what I made from just like fabric that was in my house.
Good for you.
Caraval is giving Alice in Wonderland vibes. I can see that.
Yeah, very much has like the Alice in Wonderland.
But like Alice in Wonderland as interpreted by the Sci-Fi Channel in the early 2000s.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like Tin Man vibes.
Yeah. Well, but it's not modern. It is like
no. But like it feels like it's got that kind of stamp on it. That like aughts to the early 10s.
Yeah. It's like sci-fi meets or not sci-fi. It's like Alice in Wonderland meets like Night Circus-y type.
Yeah, I didn't read Night Circus because of how much I didn't like Caraval. I was like, I think these things seem the same.
Well, they're very different.
I skipped Night Circus because, like, obviously people compare these two, and I don't like that one.
They're very different. The only thing that really is, it has that, like, carnival circus-y, like, magical something more is happening type vibe to it. I love Night Circus. Night Circus it's a beautiful one. Also,
sure
not a romance. A
beautiful copy of it.
But great love story. Actually,
not a romance.
No, not a romance. I don't have a special edition.
Well, now it's spoiled for me, so.
Except you never know what that might mean. Could mean a plethora of things.
I'm surprised you have a pretty version of that. I feel like there are pretty versions of those, and if a pretty version exists, you usually own it.
Yeah. I read it before I started really collecting pretty versions. And then I just never really got any.
Like, I like this interaction. Alex is like, what team are you on? And Jean's like, I'm on a team that ends with the name Champs. Crystal got ChatGPT to pick the names.
That's hilarious.
I mean, to be fair, ChatGPT wrote a lot of the starting text for the prompts in Galacticon. Like, it was hey, write me a blurb about this, and then tweaked them from there instead of generating all the content myself.
Never used oh gosh, I can't talk. Sorry, my brain just malfunctioned.
Okay, I understand. Same. That was the first time I used it. It was for
I've never used it.
And it was for like a few, like, because I got the first like couple of team prompts going before we got all the hosts and they finished out their paths.
Nice.
I did 19 last month for tarot, and then my kids stopped letting me read. Your kids were like, please spend time with us.
19?
What was your favorite of the 19, Alex? You can still join the ping pongathon through the ping pongathon Discord.
Wait, is there two? There's ping pongathon
And pick pongathon.
Is it the same thing or is it two different things?
I think maybe Drunk Alex's autocorrect is autocorrecting.
No,
or maybe
I think
maybe Jean's autocorrect is autocorrecting.
Or is it two different things?
Or is it two different? I'm so confused. They're so close.
Is there a ping pong-a-thon and a pick pong-a-thon?
Called Pick Pongathon. Alex is definitive. I still want to know what your favorite of your 19 books were last month. Alex.
And Jean also liked Night Circus, so I think, well...
But Jean, did you like Caraval?
I don't know what your vibe would be for fantasy, because it is very, like... That's the best way I can describe it. You know, where it's like a, you know, they're going on
synopsis
some sort of adventure or a journey. You know, it's not something like that. It's very like a vibey. Not as vibey as The Starless Sea, her other book, which I also loved. I highly recommend, if you do Starless Sea, listening to it on audiobook, because it reads really well as an audiobook.
Carrie Soto is Back by TJR was Alex's favorite book of the 19 last month. I've read 0 TJRs in my life.
I've read
You're definitely better at reading than I am. Or the graphic audiobook from Fourth Wing.
See, my thing with the graphic audiobooks is I feel like they cut things out.
Are they abridged? They have to abridge them to graphic audio then?
Yeah, because they claim they just kind of cut out the Oh my god,
she sells seashells.
Had anything to drink or anything tonight.
I know, it's totally not boozy boba.
Maybe I'd talk better if I did.
Ooh.
I just don't trust it. I don't know if I trust it.
Burned too many times.
I love a like duet audio book where it's even it like if it's dual POV even in the other person's chapter, like if it's like a female main character and male main character, the female narrator still reads all the lines. Like I love that, but I don't know if I
the last one like that I did on audio, I had a really miserable time with. And it's not the audiobook's fault. It was the book's fault. It was A Cosmic Kind of Love. Don't remember who wrote it. But, like, the third act, whatever. Like, once they kind of got together, it wasn't even a third act breakup. It was a third act, she became a teenage girl. Like, she went from being she just went from being a kick-ass, powerful event planner in New York City to a massively jealous child. And it ruined everything. Like, it was a turn on a dime, her entire personality switched. Also, the main male character was supposed to be, like, a really prominent Mexican-American astronaut. But everything about his Mexican-American heritage felt really, really flat because it was written by a white lady.
This one around. Yeah. Haven't read it.
Yeah, don't.
I don't really need to. Yeah.
Save yourself. Don't recommend it. She's not read Caraval, so she cannot tell me if I'm going to enjoy the different one. But now I spell it like the ice cream shops in Buffalo. Oh, Carvel. Instead of Caraval, Carvel.
Good.
Nice. Is that no? It's Friendlies that has Cookie Puss.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, Google Cookie Puss.
I don't want my phone to get spammed.
I'll show you the Cookie Puss. I think it's Friendlies because we had Friendlies in my mom's town growing up.
What
Whenever
is
we go
Cookie
visit.
Puss?
Cookie Puss. It will haunt you.
What do you mean it'll haunt me?
Haunt you.
Then why are you showing me? Liz.
Because then I will be rescued from the Cookie Puss powers.
I'm scared. Is it an ice cream flavor? What is that?
It's an ice cream cake.
No.
Here he is.
Look like-
there he is trapped in his prison.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. And it's from Carvel, not from Friendlies. It's from Carvel.
I don't like that.
But here he is on a black background so you can see all of his shapes and squiggles.
Yeah, his nose has an interesting shape.
Mm-hmm. They give this to children for their birthdays.
No!
Cosmic Kind of Love sounds like it should be a song. It sounds like it's a bad song. It's like a B-side on a one-hit wonder.
There's the one like Florence and Machine song that is, I'm pretty sure, called Cosmic
Protozoa
Love.
from Xenon. Is that the song should be by Protozoa from Xenon? Was there a Disney show about Xenon?
I mean, there's Xenon, the
Xena, warrior
yeah.
princess.
No, Xenon, girl from the 22nd century or something. 21st century.
Yes.
Not century she's from. But yeah.
I was picking it up. I didn't know exactly what I was talking about, but I knew there was something.
Xenon. Okay, hold on. Let me just. There we go. Xenon.
Oh, I tried to make you big, and then I just full screened myself instead.
You do not need to make me big.
I wanted to make you big.
Don't you worry about that.
I don't know how to make you big.
That's okay.
Oh, I found it.
Nope. Can make Ben Barnes big.
I'm bad at this. Yes, Michaela, this is Lilu Dallas Multipass. She is 13 years old. She's a grumpy old lady. And she gets really cuddly when I stream. So if I feel like she's not giving me enough attention, I should just get on here.
Mm-hmm. Should we
You got another one in you?
Thing?
Want to do 45 this time?
I do 45. I could do an hour.
Go to the half and check in. Because then I could probably eke another 45 out, but I couldn't do 2 more hour longs.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to read to the half. Welcome back.
Hello.
What's up, party people? How's your book going?
It's a good time.
You're into the new content now?
Yeah, just getting into it, so getting there.
How far did you get?
I got to page 92.
Nice.
So making my way in.
Way downtown?
Mm-hmm.
You about to come up here, Ohan? I got to page 118.
Wow, look at you.
That tandem read doing me a service.
Nice.
But I've made it so far over 20% into the book, which is more success than I've had in the last few days, for sure. I'll take the win.
Good. A win is a win.
Win is a win. Also, I thought you would be interested in this comment from Jean.
Listen, fair enough. It's a great time. I love
Because
both.
of the crows. It's because of Jesper and his goat.
But it's so different in the show. It's so different.
Yeah, I couldn't compare. And I only watched the first season.
Yeah.
So by the time I was about to go watch the second season, I had already heard your report and knew that we weren't going to get the Crows show that I wanted.
Yeah, that was rough. We didn't even get like one scene with all 6 of them, so.
Did we at least get a fun little moment with Jesper and Waylon? Or did they just cast Waylon to tease us?
No, we did. But things are different in the show, and they moved at a weird pace that didn't really make sense, and I don't know. It was weird, and I didn't like it. All the cast was great, and I loved them. R.I.P.
The cast was really well cast.
Yeah.
My best friend had a dog named Kaz, not for Kaz. Her dog was named Kaz before Kaz was Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to read it, but then her dog just passed away from cancer.
Ooh.
From a host of things. So now I don't think she's ever going to read it.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it makes her feel any better, like, Kaz Brecker is very different than any dog.
Honestly, Kaz Brecker gave me my Kaz vibes. Like, reading it, I was like, he's a little Napoleon, like our Kaz. Like, my soccer dog in him. Like, I don't think I would recommend her read it.
That's hilarious.
He was the boss of everybody.
Yeah.
With his own questionable morals. He cared about the people in his circle.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
don't read that.
With like 15. Michaela got to 50%. Awesome.
Nice.
Alex got 15% into praise. It's good so far. I appreciate that it has more buildup than your dad will do.
Well, your dad will do is like it's a novella. It's like 100 pages. So.
Yeah, it's got to move fast. Like Trick
Yeah.
Shot moved so fast because it was a novella.
Mm-hmm. I loved Your Dad Would Do. Oh, it was a fun
Not
one.
read Your Dad Would Do. But
Katie Robert.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
how have I not read that yet? I'm behind.
She has a series. They're pretty old. They're like a series of taboo romances. So like they're all novellas. There's like Your Dad Would Do, Gifting Me to Your Best Friend. That one's a fun one.
Taking notes.
Yep.
I do take smutty recommendations from you pretty consistently. Especially monster romances.
Happy to help. It's what I'm here for.
Really, the place I turn to for my romantic recommendations at all times and always. They always hit.
Glad
I
to be
do
of
want to
service.
read Alexis Hall has an older trilogy that he wrote called
Yeah,
How to Bag a Billionaire.
yeah. I've read 2 Alexis Halls, and I loved Lady for Duke.
Lady for Duke is
So
top
good.
tier Alexis Hall.
So good. I didn't like Boyfriend Material very much.
That one, I can see why a lot of people don't like it. It gives the same energy as the Bridget Jones book, which was also not
Yeah.
for everybody. It's a pretty unlikable set of characters, kind of just being frenetic and wild
Yeah.
together. And I liked it for the Bridget Jones vibes because I was obsessed with that book in high school.
Yeah, and I
Um,
don't like Bridget Jones, so
yeah, so it's very much Alexis Hall's take on Bridget Jones. I would
yeah.
say if you oh, you know what you need to try is Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake.
Yeah.
But
I thought
not
about
Paris
reading that
Davenport
one.
is About to Crumble. That one was nowhere near as good as the first one. The first one though
Mhm.
is like lightning in a bottle, Great British Baking Show,
Yeah.
bisexual queen romance.
Yeah.
Although she never dates a woman in it, but it's a like little love
That's
triangle. The host for their fake Great British Baking Show gives me massive Miriam Margolyes vibes.
Fun.
That one was really fun, and I know that you are also a big fan of Bake Off. And then I really liked the Mortal Follies. The second book for that's about to come out. That was a sapphic fairy
Yeah.
tale, Victorian Regency-ish era
I do
story.
have that one on my list. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I like their historical stuff a little bit more.
And that one's a historical. The other one
Mhm.
that was historical that I've read was something fabulous, I want to say. I read it on
Yeah.
Kindle. That one really bothered me for a while because it was a single POV. And it
Mm.
felt like there was no romance building, but it's because the POV you were in is demisexual and he didn't realize that he could be in love with a man
Gotcha.
for a long time. So like all at once it hits him like, oh wait,
Mm-hmm.
I freaking love you. But for a while you're like,
Interesting.
where's the buildup? What's happening? I don't
Yeah.
like just being in your brain.
Yeah.
But A Lady for a Duke is their best.
So good. Like, loved that one. Was my favorite of the year when I read it.
But yeah, not all of them are bangers and not all of them are created equal. And if you didn't like Bridget Jones, it would stand to reason you did not like Boyfriend Material.
No.
I liked it specifically because it reminded me of reading Bridget Jones.
Like I like unlikable kind of hot mess characters. Like I have a good time with those. But there's something about like Bridget Jones and Boyfriend Material where they're like almost so much of a hot mess that you're like, I don't know.
They're self-destructive.
Yeah.
There's hot mess and there's self-destructive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have the copies of Bridget Jones 1 and 2 from high school that I bought at Half Price Books.
Nice.
Hilariously, it was right after there was a movie with Hugh Grant with a little boy. I can't even remember the name of it, but at one point the little boy was singing "Shake That Ass, Watch Yourself" at one scene in the movie, and I remember walking around Half Price Books and hearing my mom from across the store singing "Shake That Ass, Watch Yourself." So I always think of it when I think of Bridget Jones.
That's funny.
Middle-aged pastor's wife mama.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking that ass. Hey, Nicole started Lone Women by Victor Laval. I really want to pick up some of his stuff. It always sounds interesting. All horror. It's not your cup of tea.
No, thank you.
Also, I may have confused your ambiance with the actual thunderstorm outside.
Yeah, there was one like thunderclap in there where I was like, what's going on? It got a little aggressive for a second.
Got a little. You gotta remember, I'm a North Texas girly. I like a tornado alley kind of thunderstorm every once in a while.
Yeah, super fun. It's just unexpected. I'm like,
Took you out of the moment.
Beautiful day in France, and then it was like thunderstorm.
Tad too quick for me. See, I live for a thunderstorm. I don't get enough of them anymore. I think I want to go take a walk and take out the garbage. Well, I hope that went safely for you.
Good luck. Godspeed.
Although half of me is like, should I just go to bed? Yeah. The trash can always be taken out in the morning. I read Spire series. Yeah, I've read the first 2 of the re-release of Spire, so really the first 3. I enjoyed those. I think if you read them, the ones I read, the second book would probably be more interesting to you than the first. Because the first has, well, no, maybe both of them. The first one has a hot mess character, but he's not self-destructive. And it's definitely like 2 different classes of people finding each other in a fun way. And then the second book, he like mushed 2 smaller books together. But the first half is one half of a former couple, and the other half is the other half of that couple. So it's like what happened after their relationship split and they both found love separately. There's nothing that connects any of those books except they all take place in Cambridge.
Cool.
None of the characters overlap. It just all happens to be in the same town.
Yeah.
You remember the female author who pretended to be the gay man who won tons of awards, and then it came out that she was indeed female. I think it was 2015 or 2019. It's a very specific question.
I do not. I don't know. There's so many like authors who do weird things on the internet, and it's like
the
do that.
President's great-great-grandson who writes gay vampire erotica.
There's that. I was thinking there's the one author recently where they pretended to be Hispanic and they weren't. Yeah.
Very Rachel Dolezal situation there.
Yeah. So many things.
I do love a thunderstorm, but suddenly it was in my phone too. The thunder has invaded. It had to do with the Rita Awards, but I can't find the post anymore. I don't even know what the Rita Awards are.
Yeah, I don't know.
First Lavelle. I usually don't read horror or Western, so it's a bit out of my wheelhouse. So I hope you enjoy it. Sometimes getting a little bit out of your wheelhouse is a good thing. It was about a boy. That was the movie. Yeah, I knew it wasn't Bridget Jones. I was just buying a copy of Bridget Jones while my mom was singing because of About a Boy. Show me what you're working with. My little England Boston mother with her heavy accent. Show me what you're working with.
I love it. Great movie.
My name author is High Fidelity. I didn't even realize it was based on a book. The couple of Canadian authors who claim to be Indigenous but aren't. Not sure what that's about. Attention?
Yeah. And it's like, it's proven that you don't get more things by pretending to be a minority. Like, it's so bad. Yeah, authors behaving badly.
There's been a lot of that about lately.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's always happened, but now like the internet exists and
easier
is more like widely, easier to more widely
talk to the Goodreads trip.
Oh yeah.
The other authors call each other out too, which is hilarious. There was this woman who was pretending to be Korean and is not Korean, goes by the pen name of Kimchi.
Oh my god.
Oh, so cringy. Oh, so cringy.
Bad.
It's like, I'm gonna pretend to be a Chinese author. I will call myself Egg Roll. Like, what?
Yeah. Yikes.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Romance, independent, something or other. They have a whole guild. Do you know about the Rita Guild? Are you in the Rita Guild? Is this like a secret society? Can you not tell us about the Rita Guild?
No, there's like a couple different like romance writer like guild things. Some are better than others. I know there was like one that was definitely like accused of racism fairly recently. Yeah, it was a whole thing. So I don't know.
Well, like any group of people, bookish community or not, it gets bad. I mean, hence us earlier talking about the drama and xenophobia of the Hugo Awards.
Yeah. And like there's some things that I like really pay attention to, and there's some things where I'm like, I can't not even gonna try and understand what's going on in their brains.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to everything awful.
Yeah.
And like there's enough to be offended about all the time to not borrow offense from something that's already not in your purview.
Yeah.
But kimchi. Wow. So cringy. And Nicole's like reading around the world. Truly, like she's 60% through all the countries in the world.
Yeah.
Still so impressed. There's some grants for Indigenous authors. That might be what they're banking on.
There are. I mean, I know like there's like scholarships and things, at least in America, but they also like make them jump through so many hoops and stuff that it like still isn't even worth it.
Oh. Although hilariously, I have enough paperwork on my dad's grandmother that I could have tried to jump through all the hoops to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
We did our DNA, mine, my dad's, my mom's.
Mm-hmm.
We have all of this federal paperwork on my great-grandmother. My dad is 100% European.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know who forged what for what purpose.
Well, I mean, also DNA is never like you don't
100%, and that should be his grandmother.
Yeah.
Like it should show up a little bit if there was even a kernel of truth.
Yeah.
It is rare for somebody to show up 100%. Like so he's pretty much 100% English Irish. Came straight over and didn't interbreed with anybody.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Just funny. Like we still laugh about it. And his siblings, because he's one of 10. And there's only 4 of them left, but none of his siblings believe it. They refuse to believe it. They refuse to get DNA testing. Like, I think he's lying.
So funny. Yeah, the DNA testings are interesting.
Well, and what's really interesting is as they get more sampling, your DNA profile changes.
Yeah.
Too. So like, wait, suddenly I have this now? What? Where'd that come from? Costa Rica is up next. Oh, that's exciting. I hope you've picked something exciting for Costa Rica.
That's fun.
Just hitting the point where translations are getting harder to find in some of these countries. Plan to do a year of queer next year. I have 52 books on your list that are queer. Love it.
Nice.
I respect. I love. I hope that you put The Darkness Outside Us on your list. Or The Stars Too Fondly. I would really like some people to read The Stars Too Fondly. I want somebody to talk about it with me. I loved it so much.
I have it on my list. Like, I genuinely do. I think I might have gotten the audiobook.
Just know I will cheer you on. Also, I cannot vouch for the quality of the audiobook.
I'm not like super picky with audiobooks.
I
Like they have
am.
to be truly like bad. I do have the audiobook. There you go. Oh, it's narrated by Vico Ortiz. It's gonna be good.
Oh, I don't know who that is. It's narrated by a male voice?
They
Oh, non-binary.
are they're in Our Flag Means Death. The pirate show.
Yeah.
You'd really enjoy that one.
Well, I do love Taika Waititi, but
Yeah. No, you'd
I'm so behind on
actually
TV. I'm just now watching What We Do in the Shadows. So
I also haven't seen that. I'm also very bad at watching TV. But you'd really enjoy I genuinely think it's like right up your alley. So
I do like a good pirate romance. That's a thing that I would like to do more of. Is back in my college days, I read a hell of a lot of pirate romances.
I need pirate romances to make a comeback because there hasn't been really a lot.
Like they were in the aughts. There were a lot of pirate romances about, and I was really vibing with it.
Yeah. I feel like pirate romances, I like that cowboy romances are making like having a fun little moment, but I need there to be more gay pirate romance or gay cowboy romances because like the fact that so many of the cowboy romances are like white and straight, and it's like that is literally like very much not
not your jam, and also not
well, not historically what cowboys
accurate
are
in
known
any way,
for.
shape, or form.
So
Having had to teach the history of Texas for a long time, can attest. Not
yeah,
accurate.
yeah, I'm like, do historical. I want historical cowboy romances where they are queer and not white.
I would love that. Somebody help.
Yeah,
Find it. Where there
Beverly
was
Jenkins
fire.
has some good
Who?
Western. Beverly Jenkins has some good ones, but yeah, it's very minimal.
I want some pirates. I want some swashes to be buckled. Somebody to swab the poop deck.
Yeah, there's a brief moment of good like YA pirate books.
Yeah,
but
I don't love YA romances though, because I'm nearly 40.
Yeah, like I went adult pirate romances.
Yeah, like I'm a grown woman. I would like some grown people romances. So I think the last pirate tea-ish romance that I read was a YA, and that was the F.T. Lukens one. That was more of a mermaid.
I read that one, yeah.
It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It was YA. It's cute.
Yeah.
I had a good time. Like I'd pick up another F.T. Lukens.
Nice.
Added both to my Libby TBR through the Queer Liberation Library. I love that. Yeah, The Darkness Outside Us is about to get a sequel in October. The Brightness Between Us, which I'm curious about. But I liked it. What queer recommendations do you have for Alex? What?
I mean, depends what you're looking for.
Have you heard the good word of A Lady for a Duke?
It's a great one. I've recently, this year I really loved Truly Madly Deeply. It was great. Which is it's MF, but they're both bi.
I still need to read the latest Alison Cochrane. I haven't read the road trip one yet.
Yeah, I do want to read that one too.
Love Alison Cochrane in all things and in all ways. I just haven't gotten to that one yet.
Yeah. I'm like, I have such a bad memory of what I've even read this year. I feel like I've just been in such a slump. It's so bad.
Oh. I was doing really well at the start of the year, and then it just all tanked.
Mm-hmm. The Prospects was really cute.
Oh, that was my locals book club pick, I think, last month.
Yeah, we did that for our book club.
I mean, technically, the horror novel I just read was queer. There was like a little sapphic romance for Into the Drowning Deep.
Mm.
I really enjoyed that one. Titan won't count, but I'm really looking forward to the second Titan book. Just gonna throw that out there. Okay. Real excited for that one. I really vibed with that.
I don't know when it's gonna come out.
I think it's this year. I think it's like October.
I don't know because she's pushed it back quite a few times.
I don't like to hear that.
So
Oh, no.
I'll believe it when I see it.
The Massa and Pleiade duology is really good. They're novellas, sci-fi novellas that are kind of like noir mysteries, but also orbiting Jupiter. The first one is the Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles. No, that's the second one. Hold on. The first one is The Mimicking of Known Successes. They're short, they're sweet, they're sapphic. I enjoyed that one this year.
Ooh, A Sure Thing by Joanna Lowell was fun. It's
Ooh.
another historical with a trans man.
Love that representation. This is How You Lose the Time War. Sapphic if you squint at it.
Classic.
I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to, as much as everybody hyped it up to be. I will say.
Not So Kind Regards by Cleo Evans.
Ooh. The Monk and the Robot series has a non-binary main character, so falling on the queer spectrum.
The Warts and Claws Inc. series by Cleo Evans. They're all triad relationships with multiple types of pairings. It's
Love it.
So good.
Entranced by the Basilisk had a male-male pairing.
Yeah.
And then male-female pairing. I liked that one so much more than I expected to. I was not expecting to be into the Basilisk, but I was really into the Basilisk.
Nice. Good.
Oh, the Lucky Lovers of London series was good. It's about folks who are frequenting a Molly house in Victorian England. The first one is, hold on. So I've read both of those as the first two as arcs, and apparently a third one has come out that I didn't even know was coming out, and I didn't get the arc for it. But it's the Gentleman's Book of Vices, and it's a guy who frequents this Molly house who is a collector of Victorian pornography, particularly of erotica, and the guy who writes the erotica that this guy's a fan of finding each other. And it's really cute. It's like the biggest fan finds his smut author and falls in love. And then it's a rule book for the Restless Rogues and a Blue Stockings Guide to Decadence.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I haven't read yet. And I'm pretty sure it's about, I'm pretty sure that one's sapphic, the last one.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that series. If you like a historical queer romance.
Yeah.
I read the second one last year during Tarot Readathon while sitting in my dad's hospital room watching Titan submersible footage.
Good. Good. Great combo right there.
A really specific moment in time.
Yeah. I'm probably going to have to go to sleep soon, so.
Yeah, that was probably unexpectedly our last sprint. I can't even bother taking the banners off. I'm so bad at this. I'm not a YouTuber. What am I doing? King is Fae pirate romance. The Ever King. Let's check that out. Doing voice to text, sometimes it's screwy, yeah. I miss Fabio too. Do you remember the time he got hit on a roller coaster by a bird and almost lost his nose? I remember that. He got bird struck on a like the first ride on a roller coaster, surrounded by women dressed as
God.
Greek goddesses, and almost ripped his nose off.
Classic.
I read everything, literally everything. So all of the recommendations heading your way.
There you go.
You guys read Sea of Ruin? Have I read Sea of Ruin? That sounds familiar. Read Sea of Rust.
I've read other seas. I feel like I
Black
haven't.
Flamingo for the LGBTQ rep. It's not pink flamingos? Not eating dog poop?
Oh, the Pam Goodwin one. I have not read that one. I've heard good
Never
things
heard
about it.
So.
It
Currently
looks
reading
like
Legends of Magic.
this.
Oh, fun. That looks like a fun piratey time.
Mm-hmm.
Jean coming in hot with the Rex. Okay, well, these two curly gals are gonna go to Betty Buys. Sorry for cheating you on one last sprint, but I'm already ready to fall asleep. So thanks for sticking around with us, guys. Hope you got some good reading done. Hopefully I give you slightly more notice the next time I decide to sprint, but I might not. So stay tuned. And also, after I'm done with this, I will link the amazing Catherine. If you're not already following her, go do so. She's amazing. Okay. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
17 buttons.